Sup, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second while I investigate whether we're using the Wi-Fi or not. Cool. So, everything seems to be okay. My head is a bit blown out, which is interesting. I never thought I was someone who would reflect that much light. Alright. Before me are the pieces of my new editing rig. The reason I have all these pieces in front of me is not as good as one would expect building a new computer to be. I left my job. I left Digital Hub JP. Those of you guys who have followed my channel for a while now will probably know that this day was coming. But yeah, some stuff happened and a line was crossed that I had told myself, you know, if this ever happens again, I'm done. And it happened again, and so I'm done. And as a result, because up till now I've been using the work machine, I've had to sort of buy my own machine. And so I used the credit card. I didn't buy any of this with money I actually own. And I need to find work pretty desperately to pay for all of this and all my other bills. So yeah, mixed feelings here, but I mean, who doesn't love building a new computer, right? So here we are. Some of the shit's already been unboxed, some of it hasn't. I was just waiting on the RAM to do this video and now it's here. So now, first things first, let's go through the components. Motherboard is the Asus Prime B350MA. It's a micro ATX board. Processor is Ryzen 7 1708 core with the cooler. 32 gigs of Crucial Ballistics RAM. The boot drive is this Western Digital Green 240 gig SSD. Graphics card, MSI GTX 1060, the little ITX size one. Powering everything is going to be this Fractal Design Edison 750 watt power supply. The case is a Fractal Design, which I'll show you when it comes to the case time. And I had to get an extra fan because the case only had two. And it's a Corsair airflow fan. I need airflow, not static pressure, because I'm not doing water cooling. And the last piece is the NVMe drive, which will be the work drive, because I don't envision myself, at least in the next few months, doing projects that require more than 500 gigs of space, and hopefully by then we'll have paid off things, and so by the time I need more space and to build a RAID array, I have the money to do that. Yeah, so I am gonna be looking more here than here, but if you got things to say or things to ask, now's the time. For a change, I'm actually streaming from home, which means we're running through the Wi-Fi, and so hopefully that means time limit isn't an issue. I don't really know what YouTube will do, because YouTube seems to fuck around with longer streams, but hopefully everything goes well and everything saves and everything works. I'm just gonna basically stream till this is done. If any of you guys have built a computer before, good for you. If any of you guys want to learn how to build a computer, sure, watch, but I actually suggest watching one of the tech channels that actually deal with this and have proper tutorials. I have built more computers than I can remember, but I'm still, you know, not an expert. I still fuck around. Likely gonna cut myself on a PCB and break a pin or something, you know, so So just take that as it is. First things first. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the monitor. It's a Dell UP2516D. It's a 100% Adobe RGB monitor. This is the most expensive piece out of everything here. And the reason I chose these components is purely availability and price. I needed everything to be as cheap as possible and still achieve my goals for my level of video editing. It needs to be able to do what I can do, and it needs to be able to do that for at least the next 2 years and grow with me. But it also needed to be available and in stock on Amazon, that it would be delivered as soon as possible, and it needed to be the cheapest of those things that I could find. So it's not the motherboard I would have chosen were I building this under less duress. But it's still a pretty good motherboard. I probably would have chosen this card, to be honest, unless I had more money. Then I would have gone with a 1080, obviously. SSDs would have been bigger. I would have had much more storage if I had more money, and I'd probably have 2 of these monitors. But well, here's to getting lots of work with this shit so I can buy the rest of that. First things first, we're going to have to see if all of these pieces work. I have SSDs. Yeah, the first upgrade I'm gonna make actually is getting another one of these. GTX 1060 is going to be plenty fine for video editing for a while. Oh yeah, and if those of you guys are wondering, in Japanese yen, everything including the monitor came to just under 210,000 yen. I don't know what that is in your currency, you can work that shit out yourself. It's more expensive than you would obviously pay in other parts of the world, but again, you buy stuff in Japan, you get the warranty in Japan, and warranty is the most important thing. Anyway, let's start unpacking shit and putting shit together to see if this shit posts. I'm not going to be glamorous about this, I'm sorry. If you guys want some glamour, check out Linus Tech Tips. Incidentally, when you are building a computer, your motherboard box is the best test bench. You make sure everything works. You use the motherboard box. See if everything posts with the NVMe, shall we? Worry about the boot drive when I start putting it in the case. Dear Samsung, how do I open this? Whenever I look at NVMe drives, I just can't get over how small they are. I mean, I know how small they're going to be, but when you actually like get in your hand, it's like small. It's like, what the fuck? Technology. Am I the only person who feels that way? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Screws. There are none. There are a few. Okay. See? Told you. This is how it's gonna be. I love it. You get a motherboard standoff and an NVMe screw. So the Prime board from Asus is the cheapest board, and I must say this is the cheapest motherboard I've bought in my life. Like, not actual price wise, but I mean like as far as on the lineup. I generally buy mid-range motherboards, but needs must. And I must say, you do get what you pay for. It's a little bit weird. I hope this thing works. Yeah, I really should have thought of putting the camera somewhere better where I can actually see what you guys have to say to me while I do this, right? That would have been the clever thing. After we test this thing's posting, then I'll make a plan with that. How's that sound? Ha ha ha. Yeah, I think I might have already broke something. Happy times. And I'm an idiot. Wrong hole. Yeah, that is one of the downsides of all the components getting nice and small. Shit breaks easily. Yeah, I did want to go micro ATX with this build. I've wanted a micro ATX build for a while. But again, money is the reason for micro. Did I say micro? I wanted a mini ITX build. But money is the reason I went with micro ATX. It's the cheapest. It's the most bang for your buck. Alright, NVMe installed. That took far longer than it should have. So why did I buy the 1700 and not the 1700X or the 1600X? Which would have been cheaper and still outperformed most of the tasks I need for the immediate future. And 6 cores at that high clock rate would have killed. It would have destroyed the computer that I had from work before. Why did I go for the 8 cores? Well, there is the future proofness of it as multi-threaded applications. As Adobe takes hold of more cores, it'll be nice. But mostly it's because it comes with this spiffy cooler for the price, and apparently you can overclock quite nicely on this cooler. So that's pretty cool. That, and you can overclock the 1700 to a point where it's basically the same as the 1600X, but then you got 2 more cores. It's a PGA, I have no problem with that. What I want to check is how to deal with this cooler, because it seems to have thermal paste attached to the bottom of it, and therefore that should be it, right? I don't need to. There we go. Oh, this is the warranty. There we go, cool. I don't have alcohol to clean the That's cool. That should be fine. All right. CPU install time. I was saying the Ryzen chip is a PGA, not LGA, which means it's got pins. So be careful not to fuck the pins up when you install the processor in the socket. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not. So that is a note to myself, don't fuck the pins up when you install the chip. I don't think I fucked the pins up. I'm gonna need to look at that manual again. Okay. So aim for is you take the screws out. Ha ha ha, okay, cool. You guys enjoying this? I dare say I am. It's not like the good old days when I was into gaming and LANing and shit, when messing with computers was a far more regular occurrence. The opportunities I have to do this are very few and very far between, so it is kind of cool. I really need a better screwdriver than this. I just don't have the right size. They're either too small or too big. Give me a second. Yeah, rotoscoping doesn't sound like fun, but the result is worth it, surely. That said, once this is done, I've got editing to do. It's just because I left my job, it doesn't mean there's nothing to edit. There's plenty to edit, I just need to get it done. And fuck, all the screwdrivers are in the car. Really? I don't have another screwdriver anywhere in this fucking house. Alright, I'll just have to use a slightly smaller one carefully. Me and the word carefully just don't work, dude. Ah, I know where I've got a screwdriver head that'll fit in that. Use the driver from the impact driver set. No, I'm not going to use the impact driver on the motherboard. That would be fucking madness. Or something Linus Tech Tips would do. Yeah, that's one. It's a bit sketch, but as long as it turns the screws, that's all that matters. Thermal paste is applied. This should be fairly straightforward. Make sure that, yeah, it is already done. Just put it on. Damn, this shit's gotten easy over the years. Remember the old AM2 fans? You had to fucking slide the clip through the heatsink. Overclocking Pentium MMX. How did that go for you? Or how the hell did you do that? Did the motherboard even support it? Well, I mean, back then motherboards didn't support shit, but I mean, did your motherboard even give you the option to mess with the voltages and shit? Not engaging. Thank you. Cool. And it stops where it's supposed to stop. Shit's gotten so easy. Damn. Alright. CPU fan header. Where are you? CPU fan, there you are. All right. Start to move the crap out the way. Next the RAM, then the graphics card, then we see the switch posts. And this was a pretty good score. And these were on special. They ended up being substantially cheaper than or anything else. I quite like Crucial Ballistics. Not everyone goes for Corsair, but I've never been the hugest fan of Corsair. One A1, B1. Alright, cool. So it's the blacks. And the greys are the 2s. Hey, Mr. Nexy, did you ever come to one of my Darklands? I can't really remember my Darklands. I was very drunk. Those were fun. Those were fun. Though I was very drunk. But yeah, you know, it's my land. I'll drink if I want to. Alright, Rams in. Motherboard backplate out of the way. Throw the crap away. Ooh. Throw the fan on the floor because I'm a genius like that. And the graphics card. I opened this up early just to take a look at them because graphics cards... Have you guys noticed when you build a computer, graphics cards always smell the best? As new computer components generally smell good, but it's always graphics cards, they smell the best. And so when I got it, I opened it up so I could sniff it. And sniff the box at least. What? Don't you sniff your computer components? Is it just me? Yeah, why I like this is the size. Right, it's just fucking small. And like I said, ideally I did want to build an ITX system, not a micro ATX system. But it's nice and small, and it's cheap. Ooh, this is flimsy as fuck, isn't it? Go look at this. Ah, fucking flimsy. Oh, you get what you pay for. This is a cheap ass motherboard. Good thing the card's not so big. When it's not in the case, it's kind of hard to get the pressure on just right to get it in. There we go. Now it's in, now it's on. Power supply. Again, I probably would have chosen Silverstone if money wasn't an issue. There's nothing wrong with fractal design, I just kind of like Silverstone power supplies. I've always gotten one. But this was a good 5,000 yen cheaper, and it's the same 750 watts gold rating. So that decided that. It's a semi-modular power supply. Sweet, comes with a bag. I've now got a drawstring bag to put shit in. must say, it actually kind of looks quite nice, I must say. Yeah, it's semi-modular, so most of the stuff you need should already be attached. Only if you want to add a bit more, then you can stick them in there. Again, price, a fully modular power supply costs more. Alright, let's turn it this way, shall we? .24 pin. Cool, so you got PCIe and additional 8-pin for the CPU. Which way does it go? This way. So it would appear. Like, you see how these, I mean, obviously, because you get some other boards where you use a 4-pin, not an 8-pin, and so you gotta split it. But I always hate it when they, the way those splits work, because it's always just a bitch to put in the hole. I struggle to get it in the holes. Seriously, this only needs one 6-pin? Damn. That's cool. Alright, power, RAM, CPU, a storage device, graphics card, motherboard, fucking everything's there. Let's attach a display port. Let's drag the display port out here. Alright. Maybe I should see if this turns on. It does! Plug in the power supply. Okay, there is power to the board. Good shit. Oh fuck, this is a cheap fucking board. I gotta hot start it. Alright, where are you? Pins. Front panel pins. That's power LED. Power switch. There we go. Ooh, it glows red. That makes me happy. Yes, that makes me happy. Not the fact that it hasn't yet posted, obviously it's first up and it takes some time. But the fact that it glows red is what makes me happy. Yeah. Cool. It would help if I attached a fucking keyboard, wouldn't it? But yeah, it posts. There we go. It sees CPU, enter setup to configure your system, blah 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 blah. 32 gigs of RAM. Cool. So now let's switch this off and put it in the case, and we can do all the upgrading and shit like that. Firmware. Cool. It would have sucked if it didn't post, because I really need to edit shit today. I'll probably leave everything except the graphics card and the power attached and install it into the case. But I'll take that out later, because I first gotta put the power supply itself into the case and make some space to put the case on the desk. Be right back. I'll put this somewhere where I won't drop it. So interestingly enough, part of the cheap motherboard thing is they only give you 2 SATA cables. And I don't have any SATA cables anymore. I kind of need 3. And I need to... I'll put it together with what I have, and I'll have to attach the next hard drive later. Yes, it's one of those kind of shitty things. RGB controller, right? That's cool. So the light on the cooler can be set to different colors. You know, the important things, right? The important things. The light on the cooler can be set to different colors. That's far more important than anything else with this build that I'm making. Yep. Let's make some space. And bring in the case. Again, the choice of case was determined entirely by price versus utility. I got the Fractal Design Focus G Mini. That said, having seen it, it might actually have become one of my favorite micro ATX cases. I mean, look at it. It's nice and small. And ideally, I would have liked it to have been this long, right? And you remove the hard drive cage, or maybe make it a bit wider and you can fit a hard drive in the side. And then you wouldn't have to have the fucking hard drive cage in the front. But then also you wouldn't be able to put those super long, massive penis extension graphics cards in. Which wouldn't bother me much because I like small graphics cards. It's not the size of your graphics card, it's what you do with it. And if you don't believe me, take a look at Mr. Nexy's shit, because he does some wonders with his graphics card. He's a very skilled user of his graphics card. Nice catch. Well, yeah, you get what you pay for. Or either you don't get what you don't pay for. It's got removable hard drive trays, that's kind of cool. Box of shit. Usually at this price you don't get a box of shit, so I suppose that's cool. You put it in just like plastic baggies, they forgo the box. I must say, at this price point, it's really cool. It comes with 2 LED fans at the front, or a pre-installed 2 120s up front. It's got dust covers over all the intakes, which is fucking awesome. I mean, this is what, 8,000 yen? No, I'm lying to you. It's less than 8,000 yen. Thumb screws over the PCIe slots. This is a pretty sweet deal, actually, for the price. I mean, usually what I would have done is gotten like the cheapest case, and that's what I was looking at first, kid. The absolute cheapest case, and acknowledge it would have been a temporary solution until I could afford to buy something that I actually wanted. But then I saw this for a little bit more money and it seemed pretty well set up. I could honestly see this as being the case, and then not needing any more. Alright, motherboard standoffs need to be installed. My least favorite part about building a computer is motherboard standoffs. All the screws you could possibly need, extra thumb screws. Everything's black. There's a little bit of color sticking up through one of the cables. I think it's the power supply. The USB, front USB cable. All the other cables are black. This is a really sweet deal for the price. If you guys are interested in a cheap ass case that actually looks pretty fucking good, Fractal Design Focus G Mini. Micro ATX, obviously. But I think there is a bigger one as well. I think. Fuck. I put the motherboard all the way over there. I need to get the motherboard over here to see which fucking standoffs I need to put in. Damn it. Alright. Standoffs. And you want 2 at the top. Only 2 at the top. How about that? That's the wrong screw. Actually, let me see what I can do about giving you guys a better vantage point. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Let me just move everything over so you can see it better. And then, there. Can you see that better now? Motherboard standoffs. Here's the way you get what you fucking pay for, right? Motherboard standoffs feel like they don't want to go into the threads too easily. Fucking pliers. Make sure I'm not cross-threading them. Don't want to do that. So yeah, that's not very cool. Can't easily turn the standoffs by hand. they don't give you a little mini spanner to actually, let me make sure they don't give you a little mini spanner. No, they don't give you a little mini spanner to turn them in. Tool. So you gotta get your own mini spanner or pliers out if you wanna get these motherboard standoffs in. Make sure none of that metal shreds off. Alright, so that one, that's the middle one there, and the one under there, but which one? Okay, cool. Let's just put them in for now. Helps if I put it in the right way, doesn't it? So not the bottommost, the one above it. Then the one to the left of that. Is that it? That is it, it seems. I see, when you watch this live, you don't get the strategically placed cuts. This is how long it really takes when you watch those fucking PC build videos on YouTube. Okay, probably not. Probably quicker because those guys are pros. They build a system a day or more. It's funny because I turn it a bit with the pliers, then it turns by hand. Go figure. Wow, we're at 48 minutes already. So, in addition to being whatever this is, it's also a test for how long I can actually stream on YouTube with unlimited interwebs. I don't really have all that many viewers, so I don't have to worry about some of the shit that the other guys who complain about YouTube and go to Twitch say. So there is that. One of the bonuses of being unpopular. Yeah, I officially really don't like the motherboard standoff situation in this computer case. Well, obviously not a deal breaker. It's not like I'm gonna fucking send the thing back. But if I wasn't restricted by price, I would certainly consider other options just because of this. Fractal Design, sort this shit out. Yes, I know it's cheap, but I've built in cheap cases before where the motherboard stand-ups aren't so much of a bitch to put in. Nothing else, put in the little fucking spanner to turn these quickly. That's all. Put in the fucking spanner. Well, at least this one's going in properly. Somewhat. Yep. Alright, remove the graphics card without breaking this very flimsy socket. Again, it would help if 1, I put it in the right way, and 2, I installed the IO shield. Little things. Little things. At least I remembered that I have to install the IO shield before I actually put it in. Usually, I put it in and then I'm like, oh shit, fucking the IO shield. Here's some more if you get what you pay for. Look at this wonderful IO shield. This looks like something off one of those old 286s. Weak source. Oh. It's not good, but it's cheap. Yes, it's not good, but it's cheap. As Gennady Tishler would say. For all of you fuckers that used to do fencing in Johannesburg. Goddamn cheap IO shield. You are fucking with my life. Oh. There we go. Fucking finally. Everything is in. Standoffs I installed were the correct ones. Were they? I think I forgot one. Shit. It's alright. I told you I would. So, you were prepared. Oh, finally, the last standoff goes in without a fucking hitch. Thank you, Fractal Design. I love you. All the others were a bit to put in. This one goes in perfectly. Now to battle the IO shield again. That's how you do it. You just fucking bend the IO shield out of the fucking way. Squash it back down when you're done. Alright, cool. Screw the fucker in. Which of these look like the appropriate screws? These ones. Really helps that my magnetic screwdrivers have lost their magnetism. Well, actually not quite. So those weren't the correct screws. These ones! Wait, did I fucking miss another standoff? Oh, for fuck's sake! I forgot another standoff. No, not forgot. Wrong one. You guys still watching this shit? Well, I would say you must have a pretty boring Saturday evening, but I mean, this is what I'm doing, so. It's a weird ass looking fly. Fuck off. Alright, let's do this right. Get it done. Stop fucking around. Yeah, this standoff is one of those cuntish ones. Shit, this one's really fucked. Finally! Okay. Let's hope this is the last time I fucking do this. Get any shreds of metal that might have made their way into the machine from that out. Alright, alright, alright. Let's get this in and get it done. There we go. Excuse me, hydration is in order. Alright, screw the motherboard down. I just dropped something. Where were we? Screws, there we go. That's more like it. Take bets, ladies and gentlemen. How many screws am I going to drop that are going to slide under the motherboard and I'm going to have to shake the case around to get again? 2 in. 1, 2, 3 to go. The reason I'm saying this is because it is something that I do. Oof. That was close. See what I mean? Let's see if I can make this the first build ever that I've ever done. I don't drop a screw in the case. It's the wrong screw. I wonder if that is possible. I swear I'm using the wrong screws for all of this shit. Well, they fit. Last one. Holy shit, I didn't drop a screw in while screwing in the motherboard. Fuck yes. It's the little achievements. It's the little achievements that you gotta fucking savor. Suppose I probably should have done this first, right? That's the clever plan. But the clever plan is never my plan. Ah, now you can see inside the case a bit. Shove all of those through there. Out you go. I must say, apart from those motherboard screws, isn't really difficult case to work in, which is quite nice at this price point. The power supply stump screws, really, that's awesome. No, thumb screws are drive, surely. Maybe the case came with a manual. Maybe I should actually read it. Maybe. Do the thumb screws work? Even. If they do, I'd kind of prefer to have thumb screws on the power supply. No, they don't quite. Oh well, power supply looking screws it is. And this is like, the structure of the frame is a bit flimsy. It's like when you screw the power supply in, that case becomes more rigid. It's like you can see they did the bare minimum, knowing that when you screw shit together, the structural integrity will come together. Engineering at its finest. Or cost cutting at its finest, you decide which it is. It's got optical drives. How cool is that shit? It's 2017 and there's optical drives in the case. Never thought you'd ever see that again, did you? Alright, let's get this graphics card in. And then everything can be upright from there on, I assume. I hope. I don't pray though. None of that shit. Just assuming and hoping. I apologize if you guys are speaking to me, I'm not actually reading what you're saying. Look at this for like 30 seconds. If you got something to say it now. I'm really fucking blown out, aren't I? Come on, stop overexposing my face. Stop it! Smartphones. Kind of helps to take the shields out. It's actually quite nice considering the price. Usually you gotta push them out, those sort of press pin types. And once they're out forever. Kind of helps take off the correct ones. These are reusable. Like that, so if it was a typical cheap case and I popped out the wrong one, like I just did, that's it. You now got a unsightly hole in the back of your case where you're an idiot. But thanks to these not being like that, Fractal Design has saved you from your stupidity. Or it saved me from my stupidity. Well done, Fractal Design. Well done. I'm really worried about the quality of this graphics card mount though on this motherboard. It's a good thing I don't have a bigger, more powerful, hardcore graphics card, because it's a bit sketchy. That's a bit sketch. These. Don't tighten down properly. That is a bit sketch indeed. I think I shredded it. Yeah, fuck that. You get what you pay for, ladies and gentlemen. One of those situations. Shredded the thread for the PCI bracket thumb screw. Oh wait, hold on. No, those are captive, that's cool. Alright, cool. Somehow I put this fucker together. Hard drives. Ah, and fan. Let's put the fan in first. Knife! And let's sit it up so you guys can take a look. I can get some light on in here. Is that a bit better? Not really. Fucking light's covered in dust. Alright. I see. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Fine. Good way to tie that down. It's a bit bouncy. I'll deal with the cable management later. What was I doing? What was I doing? I forget. Fan! That's what I was doing. See, I get distracted by things and forget what I'm doing. It happens. And the fan is there. The fan comes with any hardware. No, it does not. Hold on, the fan doesn't come with any mounting hardware. But the case has extras. Good on you. First and foremost, let's figure out where this fan is going to go. The CPU fan is there. I just realized that plugging in the fucking USB ports and pins and shit's gonna be really hard with the graphic card. I'm probably gonna have to take the graphic card out again. Shit. Alright, what other fan headers do we have? I can't read the fucking printed circuit board. Where's the manual? Give me the map of this fucking motherboard. I give up. CD. Remember what those fuckers are? fucking motherboard. I just want the motherboard map. Just the map. That's all I want. Thank you. Cool. No shit. There's only one chassis fan. Really? You fucking get what you pay for. That's a little bit shitty. Please tell me that there is some sort of fan splitter or something that came with this case. No fucking, there's only one fucking fan head on this motherboard. I probably should have paid more attention before I bought this piece of shit. And it's the same price as the ASRock. The ASRock's like 4 fan headers on it. Fucking really? Cunt. I'll have to fucking buy a fan splitter. Ugh. Is there anything here? No, this is a cheap case. They're not gonna bundle a fucking fan splitter with the thing. Nope. Nope, they're not. Well, that positively fucking sucks. So, even when I get this thing running today, I'm not going to be able to crank it because I'm not going to have proper airflow. Bastard! That really pisses me off. I mean, cut corners, whatever the fuck you want, but fucking... one chassis fan? Come on. One? Fucking bastards. Alright, so what should we do with that one fan? One pulling in from the front. Let the positive air pressure vent the heat out. That's probably the best bet. Well, let's install the fucker anyway. Let's install the fucker anyway. I have to buy one of those fan splitters tomorrow. A fan controller maybe even. Also, yeah, there you go. Cheap ass motherboard. Now you know one of the downsides. is so fucked up. I really fucking one chassis fan. I used to have fucking fan connectors to Molex and you wouldn't be able to control them, but you can power them. But I got rid of them when I got rid of my old broken machine. One of those things I really didn't think I'd ever need again in fucking 2017. I must say, I mean, the last Asus motherboard I worked on gave me shit, and now with this, Asus, you're really fucking making me regret paying money to you guys. Like, this is the second time you fucked me around. Guess who's never buying another Asus motherboard? They already fucked me around with graphics cards in the past, so that's why I switched to MSI. MSI has never let me down. Oh well, whatever. Deal with it as one deals with it. Except the temps are gonna be a bit shite for a while. Well, till tomorrow. Let's get the top fan plugged into that slot in the interim. Deal with the rest later. Oh, great. Let me guess, the top fan doesn't reach. Just reaches. Not pretty, but with that situation as it is, cable management's gonna have to wait a bit. So, such is the life. Anyway. Next up, hard drive. My SSD and hard drive. That's what happens when you buy the cheap stuff. That's what happens when you buy the fucking... Oh, you stupid... Yeah, this sucks. Alright, I gotta take out the fucking power supply so I can put the SSD in. Happy times. Question, do I have screws for the SSD? Yes, I do, it appears. Alright, cool. There are screws for the SSD at least. So there is that. Alright, so this is what building a PC is really like, ladies and gentlemen. It's not nearly as glamorous as Linus makes it look. Well, I'm going to take the power supply out. I might as well sort out the front I/O as well, shall I? Then I don't need to take the graphics card out as well. Happy times indeed. So if you ever buy one of these cases, remember to install your SSD before you install your power supply. Otherwise, you're going to be doing what I'm doing right now, is taking it out and putting it back in again. So lesson so far, I got what I paid for. Let's hope that it works. That's the important one. That's now I'm starting to worry about that, is what bugs are gonna happen thanks to the cheap componentry. So the last Asus board I got was buggy, and that wasn't a cheap board. Well, it wasn't mine, it was the company's board. That was a buggy ass board, and it was high end. Well, at least mid-range. That said though, complete opposite from the motherboard, for the price, this case has really turned out to be quite nice. I mean, like this little issue with the SSD, yeah sure, they could have probably designed that a bit better, but for the price, this is a quality piece of kit. Let down by the motherboard, but the case is definitely a nice surprise. hard drive completely tool free. That's nice. I'll install those last. Let's get the I/O sorted while the power supply is out. And therefore not in the way. Let's get this sorted out now, because I am not going to re-fucking wire that shit later. Even though I will likely rewire the rest later. Alright, let's get the power supply out completely. Ew, don't scratch your new screen, son. Yeah. The bottom dust filter is a bit iffy, I dare say. I suppose one of the benefits to only having one chassis fan, I don't have to deal with that fucked up ASUS fan control software. Just do it myself. Well, it would have been nice to control, just use it to control the main CPU fan. Plug in the easiest one first. USB 3. Next, what do we have? Fucking power cables. Happy times. Alright. Power switch, reset switch, hard drive LED. Where's that manual at? Higher end ASUS boards, they give you that little thing. You just attach the switches to the little knob and then you plug the whole thing in, the whole knob into the pinouts. Ah, it's not a big deal. Alright, positive is towards me, negative is towards the front, so let's just put it in like that. Power switch. In. Yay. Fucking reset switch. This kind of reminds me of the old days. Fiddling around with these switch pins. You'd think that they would have figured out something new by now. I mean, I know they gotta deal with backwards compatibility and whatnot, but yeah, they eventually got rid of IDE. Fuck, can't they fix the switch situation? Everyone just agrees we need to just make plugging these fuckers in easier. Here's a standard. Everyone conform. And then that way, people who want to buy new components have to then buy a whole lot of new shit or retrofit their shit, and then everyone will make money All the gamers will complain, but they'll do it anyway. They'll buy it anyway. Just fucking make this easier. Ah, reset switch is finally in. Hard drive LED, power LED. Alright. I must say, this is one of the downsides of this case. There are not many sort of cable routing cutouts and whatnot. And then, as a result, there's not much space for your hands to do fiddly shit like this. Did I get it in? Give it a bit of a push. Yay! Hard drive LED is in. I'm winning. At least that's how it feels. This is such a battle. Power LEDs, this is gonna be the killer. I remember once I just said fuck it and I just didn't attach the LEDs. I don't remember what computer that was. It was ages ago. Back in South Africa. Let's try this goofy. Yeah, how about that? Fucking left-handed it worked. Quite easily. Yeah, no problem. Let's do it lefty. Alright, so power switches are done. I'll reattach the USB 3. Or maybe let's do the USB 2s first. Where is that? Alright, USB 2. USB. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, fucking audio. Kinda don't want to forget the audio. Alright, audio's in. And USB 3. And put the power supply back in again. Hey, I wonder in the power supply cables, maybe they have fan power. I'll check there. Does the power supply fucking save me? Usually they don't, but you never know. Asus, if you're watching this, fuck you. Seriously, one fan header? I don't care if it's a budget board. You fucking put more than one fan header on in fucking 2017. Seriously. I know Asus is not watching this. I don't give two shits about the idiots who buy their budget line. A kid. Nice. Thank you. We'll take your money. Fuck you, idiot. So yeah, at the same price as the Asus board, just for practicality's sake, get the ASRock B350. It's cool because it's black and white, and it's got more fan headers. And I'm fucking throwing screws around. And it's also got two M2 slots. It's a motherboard I would have bought if it was in stock, but because you get so much cool shit for the price, it's never in stock. And sadly, that was not something I could wait around for. So yeah, just purely on a fan header, from a fan header perspective, don't bother with the Asus B350 Prime. Asus has bitten me twice now. 3 times if you count graphics cards, so. No love. No fucking love. Jack, what's up with your company? Oh, you don't work for them anymore. Fucking Benji, what's up with your fucking company? Why do you guys keep making this shit and doing this shit and fucking around? Yep. If moneyed, Gigabyte. If poor, ASRock. MSI is alright, I suppose. MSI isn't really bang for buck though, hey. ASRock's better if you're on a budge. ASRock! Pronounce it like that and it sounds a whole lot more interesting. Alright, power supply's in, SSD is in. Drives! This thing's been with me for so long. It's going to break soon. But it's alright, it's always backed up. If it dies, the data will be fine. These drive caddies are quite awesome actually. For 3.5 inches at least. Quite awesome. This is, I'm loving this case. I'm loving this case as much as I'm not loving the fact that there's only one fan header on the fucking motherboard. What was I put in here? My other SSD. Remember where I put it. Is it there? There it is. Check out, it's got Velcro on it because I had it attached with Velcro in the last system. That should make for an interesting conundrum while trying to mount. to the bottom of this, but fuck it, we'll try it anyway. And this SSD was the old boot drive from my the computer that died. You guys have been watching my channel long enough, and you know about when I bought the MacBook. I used to have a machine then, and then it died, and I thought at the time I needed to get a system set up on that day to finish a job which I had to hand in the next day, and so I just bought a MacBook because it was easy and it just worked. And it did at that point in time, and then it stopped just working. And then Apple didn't want to acknowledge the fact that they didn't fix the problem from a previous generation. They wanted to charge me 40,000 yen to fix a logic board, which, having now read about it, doesn't always fix the problem. Sometimes you just have to keep getting it replaced. Anyway, I should have just built a new fucking computer then. But I decided to get a Mac. And this SSD has been around since that machine. Actually, so has that hard drive. It's been around since that previous machine. So they're ancient. They're well past warranty. They're still going. This is going to turn read-only soon, I'm sure. But it's alright, so long as it lasts for me to install games. Yeah, but you see, if it's after 1 year, you still got the Apple Care shit, so it's cool. Mine died just after the Apple Care ended, and I didn't buy extended Apple Care. Oh, you fucking idiots. This is how it is building computers, right? You do shit, and then you have to redo shit. Because you forget to do shit properly. And this is why I don't do really difficult work on my car's engine. Like, I think swapping a turbo is the most difficult shit I will attempt. And even then, I'd rather do it with someone else who is not easily distracted and have ADHD, because I'll forget something vitally important and fuck up the car. Like, I wouldn't even dream of fucking swapping the cams out. Even though it's not a particularly difficult job to swap the cams out. I'll just get distracted, I'll fuck up the timing, and then blow up the engine. Especially because I'll probably be making a vlog about it, so I'll be worried about that shit and not actually fixing the car. Speaking about which, car vlog is one of the things that I have to edit as soon as this machine's built. Well, that'll probably come next week sometime, when I have free time. The first thing I'm going to be building, or editing as soon as I'm done building this machine, or rather, tomorrow after I get the fan situation solved, is my reel. I need to make a show reel because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am now unemployed. Therefore, I am now a freelancer again. Therefore, I need to hustle for work again. And I've done a lot of really good work. I just need to put in a reel to show off to people. Which is part of why I pressed to get this so quickly. Couldn't wait for the ASRock to come back in stock. One fucking fan header, Asus, you fucking cunts. Serious, one fucking fan. Oh, can't get over that shit. That's the lamest shit ever, dude. One fan header on a motherboard in 2017. And it's a motherboard that is targeted at the customers that will be buying this fractal design case, which comes with 2 fans in the case. The case comes with 2 fans. It's a budget fucking case. This is Fractal Design's entry-level case. Budget fucking case comes with 2 fans, and the budget motherboard that Asus puts out has 1 fan header. And you know, okay, usually people with build experience like me aren't gonna be buying the low end of things unless financially pressed to, like I am right now. And so, you know, people who could figure that problem out probably won't be buying this many. People who are gonna be buying this, people who are building their first machine, people who are, you know, so more entry level, getting into things, people who just want to get a taste of Ryzen and shit. And then they come to this and they're building their budget rig and they find they only have 1 fan header. And you're screwing them over. Like, that's just a cuntish move, right? I understand you want to put 2 SATA cables in with your budget motherboard, even though it's got what, 6 SATA slots. I think 4 would be a nicer number. It would be less cuntish, but you know, fine. I'll deal with 2 SATA cables. But one fan header? That's just lame ass shit. I have to buy another SATA cable, so that's gonna be disconnected for now. Buy another SATA cable to make that work. And check it out, right? So one of the SATA cables they give you is straight to straight. One of them is L to straight. Alright, you got SATA 1, 2, 3, 4. You really want, if you want to use SATA 1 and 2. Actually, you want to use any of the fucking SATA ports. You really want 2 L's. Asus. I'm very fucking disappointed in you guys with this board, hey? Very fucking disappointed. Oh, cable management on this fucking USB port's gonna be a bit shite. I hope I didn't fuck anything up there with it. Reinserting the power supply. Whatever, we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, some iffy fucking shit, Asus. Iffy fucking shit. Extremely disappointed in this motherboard. Really? It doesn't? Oh no. So I'm gonna buy 2 SATA cables tomorrow. I use this one today, but doesn't really sit right. 2 SATA cables and a fan splitter or a fan controller. Extra money that you have to spend on shit that really should be sorted proper. Jesus! Seriously. Some shenanigans. Proper fucking shenanigans. Alright, so SATA cable management will wait for a bit and shove it in a hole and be done with it for now. Just need to deal with that later. Front I/O cable management I could probably take care of now. No, because I have to wait until I sort out the SATA cable management to sort the front I/O cable management. Ah, fuck it. I'll do cable management tomorrow when I get the leftover shit that I need to buy because it's not included. Because Asus are cunts. Oh. 8-pin almost through. Where's the 8-pin? There. That will be managed later. Alright, so the build is not going to be finished today, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to have a nicely clean cable managed system to show off. But I'll take some glam footage when it's done tomorrow and put it on the 7 days, 7 minutes. Something to look forward to in the future. I think that's probably the best bet. Let's just get it up and running, do the BIOS update. So I have to take it apart again tomorrow. And then do cable management tomorrow. Okay, power supply box. Where are you? So I need cables for my hard drives. this. I'm hungry. That was my stomach growling. It might actually be dinner time. It's already what? 122 minutes. Shit. 122. You guys have been watching that long? You guys rock. How awesome is this? The power supply comes with these cable management ties. That's gonna be really cool tomorrow. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if they give you anything for the fan in this. Unlikely. Oh no, that's not. Wow, Molex. How about that? Remember those things? There we go, SATA. No, they don't give you anything for fans, sadly. But it's not their job to give you anything for fans, because especially if the motherboard manufacturer's gonna only put one fucking fan head on the board, you'd expect them to at least put a splitter in, right? You can tell this is going to be something I'm going to harp on about for a while. SATA and peripherals. I wonder if one SATA cable will reach both locations. It would be nice if it would. Would be very nice indeed. Hold on. No, the other SATA is also flat SATA. Ah, okay, gotcha. So this has to be the first one, because that's L. And do one of these connectors reach here? Oh, they do. Brilliant. Brilliant. I can run all my SATA off of one cable, assuming I manage it really well. In a case without much space for cable management. But challenge accepted, as they say. A SATA extender would be nice, actually. That's... Do I have one? No, I don't. Just a bit tight. I'm just a bit worried about it breaking. I might not even be able to get this thing running today without the SATA extender. What time is it? Is it past 8? Ah, shit, it's too late to go to the PC fucking shop. Bugger. Bugger. We're gonna have to call it today, ladies and gentlemen. To can't power the boot drive. Need a SATA extension for that. Like, let me explain it to you. So all the SATA cables, they have the L end over there, and then they have the flat over here midway along the cable on all of them. I need the flat. That's no problem. The thing is, you see how fat that is? Right, and this case really doesn't have that much space to work with, and the SSD is flush up against the case here, so what you need is just like a flat SATA extender, so just extend that a little bit and have the cables come out the back, not out the bottom. So it'll sit flush with the back of the case. So, SATA extender. SATA cables. Fan splitter and or controller. Is what I need to get the system running. Very bleak, Asus, very fucking bleak. You see, because I put the power supply, I could just fucking remove the power supply. Remove the SSD, just tuck the SSD somewhere else, I suppose. Do that maybe, eh? I want to start this fucker up, so... Power supply out again! Stash the SSD on top of there. Maybe. Or put the main SSD in the tray. Put Velcro on top here and then put the old SSD on top there. Maybe that'll work. Just don't use the mount on the back. Supply out again. Not so easy to do with the I/O installed, but it does come out eventually. SSD comes out now. Cheaper to buy Velcro. Actually, I might even have some. I might not even need to buy some. Yeah, it'll be cheaper than a SATA extension. Certain. And it'll look better. As you can see the SSD on the top, even though it's cheap as SSD. So let's fucking do that. Shall we? Do I still have a 5 1/4? No, I don't. I got rid of it. I had a 5 1/4 to 3.5 inch. Put the hard drive up there, and then put the other SSD down there. Alright, SSD relocation time. first, let's put this power supply back in again. This I/O is messing with the power supply. Is that what it is? The I/O messing with the power supply. I/O is messing with itself. So, this is a lot harder build than I expected. I mean, all builds have their issues, but I was not expecting this level of issue. Especially from cheap components. You find that usually more expensive components have issues because lots of customization and whatnot. So yeah, a downside to this case is cable management is a bit of a bitch. Again, you get what you pay for. You'll be spending more to show off this inside of your system. You're probably going to be getting a better and more expensive case than this one anyway. And for what it does and what it costs, it's not bad. It's actually really good. Motherboard, on the other hand, do not buy. Absolutely do not fucking buy the Asus B350 Prime. You're building a Ryzen system on the cheap, any other board will do. Finally got that out the way, and it gets back in the way again. Yeah, this motherboard's I/O does not play nice with a power supply in this case. Probably something I would have figured out before buying it if I had time to research a bit more. I'm gonna scratch up my power supply. It's a nice looking power supply. I don't want to scratch it up, but it's become one of those shogunai situations. Alright, calm the fuck down, otherwise you will break something. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. in, bend the cable in a different way. Oh no, 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 don't fucking, oh oh, that's safe. Fuck, I almost scratched up my monitor. I gotta be more careful. Gotta be more fucking careful, son. So yeah, problem solving a build, happy times. This is what building a computer is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Every build you make, every single build, and literally every single build, there are problems. It is never as easy as Linus and those fuckers make it look. Every single build, there's a problem, and the problem is different every single time. And you just fight through it, and you fix them, and eventually everything's fine, and you're using your computer, and all's good. But no matter what, you build a computer, you will have problems that you need to solve, and that's just it. It's a problem, and you just solve it. That's what it is. It's not like, you know, that's it. I'm not gonna build computers or anything. This is shit, I hate my life, I'm never gonna do this again. It's frustrating, as you can see. But you just fucking solve the problem as well as you can. Get what you need to done. Suppose that'll do. We'll deal with the SATA cables again now. With that sorted, I can put the L SATA over here, if we can get it out. And if I use the L SATA over here, I may only need to buy one more SATA cable. Save a little more money if I do it smartly. Alright. Run that to there, tuck that in there. That out the way. Yeah, we'll deal with the cable management a bit later. This is still the fan problem. Let's squeeze the next SATA cable through. So all they need is to give me one more fucking SATA cable. Just one more. You know, I might actually have one. It won't be black, but I still might have a SATA cable. Actually. So I might have thrown it away though. Alright, so what was the plan I was gonna make? I'm gonna take this SSD and just get some Velcro or something like that and just place it here. Just on top of this cage. Or could I maybe put it on the bottom of that tray? See what there is option wise. Maybe I could. Nah, it'll be too hard to fucking deal with. just leave that like that. Besides, that's gonna die and I'm gonna need to take it out. So put it like this maybe. Yeah, that might be the plan. Let's put it like this, and then I could even get another one, line it up next to that if necessary, if I need to get another SSD in there in the future. That might be the plan. That would mean I need an L SATA cable. No, a straight SATA cable. I've got a straight SATA cable, not an L SATA cable. It's fine, I suppose. I just tie that down. L would be ideal, but one will do what one must with what one has. And that goes down into here. Well, I'm not going to have an L SATA power cable, so that's going to stick out no matter what. I'm just going to have to wedge it down. Shit happens. I'll deal with the rat's nest later. Something like that. Something like that. For now, I'm just gonna leave it hanging because the bottom fan isn't spinning because there's only one fucking fan head on this motherboard. Deal with that tomorrow. So that's plugged in and connected to SATA. Hard drive is plugged in and connected to SATA. 24 pin is in. The bottom hard drive is not connected and not plugged in because they only gave me 2 SATA cables. Got one front fan connected to the fan header. CPU fan is connected. 8 pin. 6 pin into the graphics card. And cable management is shite, but can be dealt with later. Or will have to be dealt with later, because obviously there's a lot more cables to go in. So I can finally reattach the power supply again. At least it goes in better. Way better. Cool. So in a way, having to redo things once or twice, you end up with a better build for it. So that is one of the benefits of solving the problems, is that by and large you fix them better than your original plan. Okay, power supply is connected. I will deal with all the other stuff later, like side panels and dust filters and whatnot. Let's just pack up all the screws. Clean up the desk a bit, plug it in, do a BIOS update, and then when the BIOS update is done, I will say goodbye to you guys, because then it's just installing Windows and the other crap, which is crap. if this thing gets up and running tonight, I use it to surf the internet to figure out what I'm going to do with the fans. That's what I'll do. Thrown away, be thrown away, be thrown away. Keep that. These. Be thrown away. Ah, no, let's keep these. No, fuck it, let's throw them away. Put the extra cables in this pouch because I'm not going to use the pouch for anything else. Let's get this off and show you close up. Yee. So, here it is. Somewhat built, and you can see how the cable management's gonna work eventually. This is gonna, like I said, I'm gonna flush mount this over here and tuck the cables down the side there. Let's take you around the back. As you can see, there's not much space for cable management at the back. This is where the SSD would have been, but there's a problem with how far it comes. If it came up to there, it would have been easier. So a lot of the cable management is actually going to have to be crammed into here. Now, it's alright because once the back panel's on, it's all going to be black. You're not going to really see it that much coming through the front of the case like you do now. So that's alright. But, yeah, I'll deal with the cable management tomorrow because, like I said, I got to deal with fucking Asus's crap. So for now, let's turn it on and do a BIOS update. If it turns on. That is an if we have to deal with. Let's try and get you guys a better vantage point. Turn off this light and get this light out the way. And all that dust. I'm blocking you away. Sorry, I didn't see what you said there, mate. If you can say it again. I don't even know who said it. For now, let's leave you there while I plug this shit in. Alright. That's there. Display ports. Very fucking disappointed in Asus. Very fucking disappointed. That is most definitely the last time I am buying Asus. Even if I am pressed for time, I'll spend a bit more and get a gigabyte or something. Just spend more money rather than dealing with Asus shit again. Alright, keyboard. Just plug this in haphazardly for now. Keyboard, mouse. Where this computer is supposed to go is now covered in crap. Let's move the crap. At least get the computer closer to where it's supposed to be. Actually, I'm not sure which of this I need to keep and which of this I need to throw, so let me not. Just chuck everything on the floor and then discover that I lost something I need to keep. Let's leave this here for now. Don't need speakers. Power. That's got power. Alright, let's move you guys over here. Bring this down. So, this is what it is for now. The front fans look kind of cool. I'm loving the LED ring on the AMD fan. Pity there's no RGB headers on this motherboard. Wait, what? Ah, fuck. Of course, it's... UEFI. Alright, let's go UEFI. Alright, so this is the UEFI on Asus motherboard. Looks the same as all the others. Everything seems to be working. Okay, that loud ass noise is the AMD stock cooler. It is not quiet. That is... It is not quiet. Looks cool though. Alright. Oh, I should need network cable. Be right back, I'll go under the desk. Well, now, let's take that up through there. Alright, network cable. The 960 Evo is being seen. Hard drive's being seen. Is this not plugged in? That is plugged in, surely. Boot menu. Okay, it's there. It's there. It's cool. What did I do? Wrong. Let's try that again. Boot menu. This is what I want. This is number one. Which all? Fuck it, why am I worrying about boot? Deal with that later. What we need to do is update the BIOS. By internet. Yes. It's not the first system I've built. I'm no pro, but I've built a few systems. DHCP. Well, okay, it's still alive. Really? I thought it was DHCP. Clearly, I was wrong. I have no fucking clue what the IP of this connection is. Yeah, fuck, I have no idea what the IP is. Let's go fucking peep. No, I don't fucking know that either. It's fucking DHCP, and I clicked OK like an idiot. So why isn't it fucking connecting? Damn you. Oh, my BIOS. Give me my BIOS. So I have to do this the stupid way, right? The old-fashioned way. Yeah, probably have to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh. Wait, that's 320. Oh. There we go. B350M. Not sure how to use the ASUS site. trying to fucking read Japanese right now. Give me America. No, it's not my default choice. Support. Thank you. Motherboard. Fucking service desk. I just want BIOS. Asus, your website's as shit as your fucking motherboard. Very dis-fucking pleased. Alright, what's this thing called? The B350M. Okay. BIOS. Update. Fuck's sake. Thank you. Support. I want to register my product. BIOS. Thank you. I need a USB flash drive for this. Alright. Download. Thank you. Fat fine, can't remember, whatever, let's try. Well, now we see whether the USB port's front I/O is connected properly on this case. I.e., did I connect it properly on this case? Happy times. Suppose when the case is closed, that ban isn't gonna be that annoying. I hope. I'm still trying to read fucking run Windows off that ancient drive. It's not gonna work. Okay. Storage device. Ah, that's probably it. What's the easy flash port? Which one do I use? Oh, cause the fucking I/O is crap. Wow, this is an ancient tutorial that does not help me at all. Gotcha, I forgot to add. Oh, this doesn't have fucking BIOS flashback. Why are you giving me grief? What am I doing wrong, rather? That's what I want to know. Any ideas what I'm doing wrong? What the fuck is the IP on this? That's what. Fucking, if I knew the IP on that, that would be easy, right? DHCP is obviously not working. BIOS update manual. Haha. Read that. That might figure shit out. Cool. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so this is my next attempt. If this attempt fails, I'm gonna kill the stream because this is gonna be boring, me just fucking troubleshooting the shit. So I'll get it eventually. But I should probably stop streaming this because it's 177 minutes of me doing nothing. And this build is a problem-solving build. That's what it is. There we go. Okay, cool. So the USB drive is seen. So let's figure that shit out. Tool. Buy storage devices. That's the thing, it's not seeing the other fucking devices. To unplug everything else, really? Just disable them. Maybe if I make the primary boot option that drive. Ah, that might be it. Speaking about which, what is the BIOS version on this thing? Now I think about it. Wow. This BIOS version is ancient. No, we definitely update that shit. I'm gonna go figure this shit out, and I will let you guys know how everything works on 7 days 7 minutes when it's all fixed up and shit. So thanks a lot for watching this extremely long, much longer than I expected it to be, build, which is not quite done yet. I'm gonna still buy a few more pieces tomorrow and get to that. You know, the usual YouTube shit, like, subscribe, etc, etc, etc. I'll give you one more shot of the nice shiny ring because it's nice and shiny. It's the coolest thing so far. Oh, you can see my face as well. See how ragged I became just over the course of this build. Yeah, nice shiny ring. Cool. So I'll fix this up now and tell you what's what in 7 days 7 minutes. Let's see if YouTube likes this extremely long stream now. Cheers.